Hello, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and I have a new location as to where I'm making videos. So I'm on the That's a pretty nice background. The beach was just too busy. And I don't like having to hop and do hopscotch and skip around when I go to the beach to be able to make videos for you guys, especially on a date like today. For some reason, there's just a lot of extra people down here because it's a beautiful place. And there's boats in the background, and you'll see taxis pull up and just different places for the water taxi. But I'm gonna be talking to you guys today about why God moved. Well, God has his reasons, and we'll never be able to understand it. But sometimes people just have the urge to move, or people will have some kind of events take place, so they move. I myself am moving. More so because my angels just kind of prompted me to. I think because I know why. There is a very, very specific certain things going on. Big, major upgrades and things moving around. But when it comes to why God moves people is sometimes when you guys have a blessing coming your way, you always ask, why isn't anything changing? Why am I not able to see new change? It's because you're comfortable of where you are. I made a video about that. Your comfort zone is the most dangerous place you can ever be in your entire life. If you're the same person you are 10 years ago right now, when you get to the afterlife, you'll look back and you'll say 10 years was wasted. If you're not upgrading as a person, and that's the thing, God shows us tough love sometimes, and tough love is not even tough love. When it comes to being moved place to place, it's because you're being in a place to receive a different blessing. If you ever think about it like this, and there's always a pelican flying over my head in every single video I do, directly over my head. But yeah, there's boats in the background. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna make this a very interesting video for you guys. And the new place I'm at right now is very nice, very, very nice. But I'm not a fan of moving. I like the place I was at before because it's comfortable. But what did I teach about comfort? Comfort, when you're comfortable, is when you don't grow. So let me make the little game that you played in elementary school where the person with the basket, if they catch the fruit when it falls from the sky, that's an amazing example. So if the fruit falls from the sky and your basket is catching the fruit, there's your blessings. There's everything good coming to you. But when the video game hits the next level, is the next level going to be as easy as the first level? Maybe level 1, the fruit would have fallen into the basket directly. Level 2, you get to move over a little bit, but you don't have to move over a lot. Level 3, you might have to do more moving back and forth to catch the fruit, which represents the blessings. And level 4, and you can stay on level 3 if you want. If that's what makes you, if that's your comfort zone, if that would make you happy, then stay with that level. Don't upgrade. No one's telling you have to upgrade. Sometimes you get forced to upgrade regardless, but if you're asking God to upgrade you every single day, you're gonna have new challenges that are they're basically challenges in disguise. They're blessings. So 10 years goes by, 20 years goes by, because I know people from high school who are the same people from high school. They're just older. They're still people who were 18 are now 27 and 28, and they're still living with their parents. They're not working, they're having, well, the biggest changes is they're having kids. Now they're a weight because they're staying on a certain level that doesn't best serve them. It's tragic. Which, and that's what I mean is you have to upgrade or the world will force you to upgrade. Now, I'm not saying if you're 28 and living with your parents, but the thing is, some of these people are weighing on their parents. Their parents are getting older, and their parents want to see them doing well. And these people are going backwards in time, and they're hurting their parents emotionally, financially, just spiritually. They're supposed to be growing. After a certain point, their parents are just supposed to be relaxing. But these people I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but I see certain people from my high school just becoming dead weight. And that's what I teach. I teach about you guys getting upgraded. So back to my example of the basket. And yeah, there's always boats behind me in this spot. This is going to be a cool video spot. Tell me if you guys like this video spot, but level 5, level 6, level 7, level 8 requires you to move around more to catch blessings. If the fruit is now the fruit's going to be bigger. Level 5, you require a bigger basket. You're given a bigger basket, but you have to do a little more moving. Very interesting, right? Now, you're able to receive more fruit because your basket's bigger. You're able to catch more blessings. You're able to upgrade more. It's because you were versatile. You were able to move around. For the people seeing on level 2, level 3, sometimes the fruit stops falling from the sky. It's because they never went to the next level. That level ended. They might be on a level that just stayed the same and ended. My example from people from high school. Now, it's gonna be uncomfortable because I know other people who are moving as well. So I told you guys, January 1st, a portal opened. Basically, it'll be, better watch that video too, because it'll explain a lot of what happened in January and in February. My predictions are literally down to a T accurate for the people who watch my prediction videos, but if you're not moved, but what if the fruit wasn't a fruit sometimes? Maybe the fruit is, okay, what's a good example? Space Invaders. I'm not gonna go too deep into that example. But sometimes the thing that falls from the sky will actually cancel you out, and it'll take you back levels, and it'll sometimes kick you out of the game. So if the fruit is falling from the sky is no longer a fruit, maybe it's an anvil. For the people who play video games like that on their phone and or as kids, they know what I'm talking about. So the anvil falls down and it hits you, and you're like, why did God let this hit me? It's because you were not willing to move. I'm going to use Genesis 12 as an example from the Bible. So basically, God told Abraham, move, get up and move. There's new opportunity here, move. Abraham didn't question. He's like, okay. So it's one of the reasons, and if you're ever having a feeling just to get up and move and be like, okay, time to move. And people are like, why? I don't know why. It's just in my intuition. It's exactly what I did. I'm just like, I have the intuition to move. I don't know why. Because sometimes stuff will happen. For example, I'm actually not going to use that as an example. I was going to use Ocean Gate as an example, but I can't even talk about that. Certain people had intuition that they just flat out ignored. You'll have to look into that on your own. But when you ignore your intuition, then you really find out. That's a very morbid example, but if you're not learning from the events of history or what happens in real life, how are you able to make progression? How are you able to upgrade? So when it comes to you making progression in your life, you upgrading, you're going to have to be really uncomfortable sometimes. You're not going to know why, but if you're asking God for help, it's for you to be able to receive something. Maybe if you go to a bigger space. Sometimes the new place you move in is smaller. Sometimes it's much bigger. Sometimes, and it could be for whatever reason. The place that I'm living right now is much, much, much bigger. The closets are like very big, but I'm able to store more crystals now because I'm getting new crystals for you guys that you can get from floridastoneman.com. But the other place I was just stacking boxes. I'm like, okay, I like smaller spaces because I'm more efficient, but it's pushing me in a new direction. So when it comes to you guys, because I haven't had a chance to read all my messages. If you've been emailing me, DMing me, etc., they're probably late replies. I've just been really busy, but the thing about moving is it's because of an upgrade, or it's because of what's going to happen, or who's to come. I remember in certain classes when I was in college a while ago, I had the intuition to switch out of classes. Like, okay, the teacher's moving. This person's going. But I had the intuition to stay in the class. Like, okay, don't change my professor. Don't change this or whatever. I ended up not following my intuition, and some of the teacher's assistants who came along were the nastiest set of people ever. For some reason, and I don't know how they did it, but they had more authority than the professor, which didn't make sense to me, and they knew that too. So they could walk around people in the classroom and fail people's tests for having their pencil in the wrong place. If they didn't have a number 2 pencil, then your test can get flunked. It was the dumbest thing in the entire world. And it was just... Someone's whistling. I just looked back and someone was whistling. It was the dumbest thing in the entire world. It was sickening. So you had the wrong calculator, they'll pull your test away. They'll make you get up and walk out in front of the entire class. It was happening to a lot of people, and nothing was really done about it. But I didn't follow my intuition, and I didn't switch out of the class when I could have. There's some consequences to not following your intuition. It was very comfortable for me to stay in that class, organic chemistry, but in the end, I didn't follow the intuition. So you learn from making mistakes to be able to upgrade yourself, to be able to progress as a person. So sometimes you guys will just have the intuition, or maybe you didn't have the intuition, because God does, your angels do care about you. Most importantly, God does care about you. So when you're not getting the intuition, or if you're too comfortable to the point where you're not going to move, sometimes an event will occur, so you move. Like, for example, the last place I moved out of is now certain power issues and stuff like that. Like, literally the day after I moved out, I'm like, oh, okay, that would have affected my videos and my YouTube and my Himalayan salt lamps and my new setup. When I get setup, guys, it's gonna be really cool. I'm not really gonna address it in too many other videos, but you guys will see my new setup. It's really cool, and it's meant for you guys. I'm teaching more people how to move closer to the angelic realm and to work with angels and what the angelic realm is, because there's heaven and there's the angelic realm. What's the angelic realm? Ooh, good question. It's a realm of energy that can only be unlocked by really rare crystals. So there's different phases to it, but there's an essence about us as human beings that can't perceive it unless we work with certain crystals, like Danburite. I just talked to someone about this phenakite, naturalite, datolite. It'll give you new mental ability to perceive something, because you can't imagine a color that you don't know exists because you're not able to perceive it. So it gives you extra sensory to be able to perceive different worlds. And then what you can do in that world is something you can't imagine. It's something you can only do when you get to the afterlife, potentially if you're a high enough vibration person you pass. But back to my video topic. The energy of moving around, the energy of when God moves you, is because you're about to receive something. And this video is for people of light, people who are doing good, people who are doing right. There's such a big blessing for people who move. And the more uncomfortable to move, and the more you're able to get out of your comfort zone, the bigger the blessing. So even ley lines. So I'm gonna talk about ley lines talk about it right now. Where you live right now has a grid, an energetic grid. So heaven's above the firmament. You're on the plane of Earth. Below us is below us. It doesn't matter what's below us, because I'll talk about that in a future video. But then between that is different ley lines of energy. So it looks like actual ley lines. For people who are energetically gifted, or people who can read black ants, they'll show you where the ley line is. The ancient people of Australia know this. Certain ley lines will have tremendous amounts of power that you can draw from. I'm gonna give you guys a secret. This is a cool part of the video. If you ever pay attention to where certain people who have the most money in the US live, it's along a very specific land near the ocean. That energetic ley line, I don't know which one of the people in the occult, I don't know which one maybe it was just their intuition of their guides got them there, but when they're on that ley line, they're literally tapping into power. It's kind of like a power grid. So that power is for wealth, abundance, healing, upgrades. So you can't know that. You don't know that as a person, that there's raise your hand in this video if you knew that there was energetic ley lines under your house right now that relate to the angelic realm, the spirit realm, the astral realm. So certain people, you ever notice that certain people are able to do spiritual exercises a lot quicker and a lot easier? It depends on your ley line. That's why there are certain crystals and essences, and I teach different pathways of teaching how to access different dimensions of energy. So sometimes you might have to take one home with you to be able to tap into it. So like, for example, if you want to astral travel somewhere, you'll take the dirt of a place and you'll put it in a jar. So it takes some of the ley line and it brings it to you. So it kind of like a strings ley line. It's like, if you're familiar with conduits and different energies, portal systems, and that's very advanced spirituality. But Ley lines is ley lines. So if you have been asking to get upgraded spiritually, emotionally, financially, etc., and you have to move out of nowhere, it's because you might be getting put on a ley line that's going to be putting you with the top people in the US, for example. Little sneak peek. You can't see these things. That's why in the Bible it talks about do not lean into your own understanding. Lean into God's understanding. You can't see dimensions of energy that can't be imagined like He can. So if you want Him to be upgraded, that's your answer. For the people, because I have people ask me sometimes, and this has been in the past week, because as I do my move, because my guides basically say, move, it'll be good for you. Now people are messaging me, multiple people at once, and it's very interesting how God works, because now a bunch of people are like, why do I have to move? Or like, for some reason, I have to move all at once. Or even my neighbors started, like, they're looking for a move and stuff like that. And it's because the bigger fruit will fall into your basket, and you'll be just taken away from the anvil. This is a really cool video, because I can't ever teach about ley lines too much, because I can't ever teach too much like that, but just do some research. Where do certain people who are at the top live? Where is their energy located? Where do they use most of their time? They might travel, but where's their base? Every spot on the planet Earth has streams of energy. They might be in the center of the stream. For some people who just can't seem to get ahead anywhere they go, it's simply because of the ley line they're on. It's not about... and the ley line has, like, just picture it like lightning, like just different branches. At the end of the branch versus closest to the trunk. It's a good example, but if you have any questions, guys, and this is because God loves you guys so much, for the people who are doing good and nothing but good. When you ask for something, you can't see like what's going on. You can't imagine it. So don't try to. Just trust in God's plan. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. I can't wait to show you guys my new setup. Oh, I'm excited. It took creativity to a next level. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Many more cool videos. 7,000 followers. 7,000 followers, guys, on your subscribers, whatever you call them on YouTube. Thank you all. I have so many good things and secrets and arcane knowledge coming your way, guys. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.